My name is Nseekin Jacob, and this is my IMU project. So the purpose of this assignment was to use an IMU to record roll, pitch, and yaw data and transmit that data to the host over Wi-Fi through the Raspberry Pi. This is my current setup. Another part of the assignment was to also use FreeRTOS through their Arduino to create tasks. So right now, as you can see, I have an LED light, which is blinking. I have the DHT11 sensor, which we used for a previous project. And I also have the Adafruit BNO 055, which is the IMU. And they're all connected to the not the Raspberry Pi, but the Arduino. The Arduino is connected to the Raspberry Pi using the USB. So out of the three options, UART, which is the USB connection, I2C or SPI to transmit data between the Arduino and the Raspberry Pi, I picked the USB just because it was the simpler option as to everything else, and I wouldn't need to use a level converter, and I wouldn't run the risk of possibly damaging the Raspberry Pi because of the voltage differences between the Raspberry Pi and then the Arduino. So I have all these sensors connected to the Arduino, and the Arduino's feeding the Raspberry Pi the information being pulled from these sensors besides the LED, which just turns on and off. So for my code for the Arduino, I have 3 tasks. Task blank, which is for the LED light. Task IMU, which is to record IMU sensor data, aka the roll, pitch, and yaw. And the task temp DHT11, which is for the temperature sensor. They're all pretty much the same besides the function and the name. The only kind of difference is the priority. I set the IMU and the temp tasks at the same priority, which is 1, just because I wasn't consistently seeing the temperature read out from the Raspberry Pi when it was at a different priority level than the IMU. I thought that might have just been due to the fact that they have different task delays. For the IMU, I have it at 100 millisecond task delay, whereas the temp sensor, I have it at 1.5 seconds. But it just seemed like they were crashing and clashing with each other, and the DHT11 task wasn't being able to be prompted enough. So I put them at the same priority, and it seemed to have worked, so I'm happy with that. So to run it, I have a file here called run Arduino, and this just reads the serial transmissions from the Arduino and prints it out to the Raspberry Pi serially. So this is all through Wi-Fi, by the way. So as you can see, that might have been from a previous run, but as you can see, it tells you the temperature and then it gives the yaw, pitch, and roll. If I move the sensor itself, you'll see those values change. Now for yaw, I have no idea why it drastically changes like that when I just push the sensor down, but the pitch and the roll seem to be a lot more accurate. And as you can see, after probably about 1.5 seconds, the temperature and the humidity is displayed as well. This is the end of my demo.